Hey, how you guys doing? Hi, Recolex. So the F224 AMX Chaffee premium tank, French light tank, this thing actually gets tier 10 matchmaking, which is crazy because it has a 6-round autoloader and it has like a 147 pin, I think, but the APCRs on it can do like 202. So that's pretty crazy if you think about that. This is also a cross trainer, meaning you can train American and French crews. I haven't quite been able to tell whether you get extra silver or not. Like for instance, this game you'll see here that this would be 100,000 or more silver game, but I end up getting about as much as I would in a normal tier 6 light tank. So as you can see, it's a tier 6, and you'd think fail platoon, right? It only has 600 hit points. It's not exactly the fastest tank, but it has really good view range. So I have it set up pretty much the way I have every light tank. Ventilation, coated optics, probably aimer. I think I have vertical stabilizer on this. If it allows it. I'm pretty sure I have vertical stabilizer on almost all autoloaders, just because you need the extra for circling. So this is like a defend. We're defending here on Overlord, which is kind of cool. I haven't actually seen this game mode on the PC yet. Whenever I play this, it's always just random battles. So having up to 4 flank points really does limit a lot of people. And so I see the Leopard PTA, and I'm going to say that I would normally be scared, but it really wouldn't matter because I'm going to be able to pin him with every shot. What I really want to do is see where these guys all are, and that way I can let the team know what's coming this way. So there you go. I got a good 4 spotted, 5 spotted now. And I'm going to go ahead and peek over again. And the artillery is probably one of the most, I'll say, preferential target? Yeah, he definitely needs to be killed. Seriously, and he's worth me poking over this ridge to get him. If you guys don't know this, the gun depression on this tank on any autoloader is usually pretty bad. I'm going to say that I really thought I was dead when I seen that round coming, and he just fell just slightly short. If you would have let that aim in a little bit longer. So as you can see, it has about a 15-second reload, which does beat, I'll just say it absolutely beats, hands down, the Lycan, and it's a tier 6. As far as in reload, and you can see that it does decent damage. It has a 76. Probably the only thing is that the standard shells on it aren't very good. The penetration on the Lycan or on the T71 is much better, and so is the M41. It's just the reload time on this is better. And so I actually did, I do remember actually specifically asking for Norca teammates to fire on that guy. Now I'm going to go ahead and just land, and you can see that most tier 9s don't even notice the 125 damage coming off here and there, but it's a little too late for this guy. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's too late for him. And I'm looking at a tortoise's ass here, and I'm just sitting there thinking, is this guy really trying to charge up there? Does he not know that we're here? And so I'm like, if I can track him, he's screwed. And so, as you can see, I end up just pinning him right in his ass. So I'm like, I'll just take it. You know, I mean, I am pinning him. One more, and there we go, tier 9 kill. Pretty awesome. I'm gonna say ambushing these guys is basically what's going on here. Just absolutely ambushing them. Now, I really want to get into that guy, the Death Star. I really do. I'm up above him, but he's got that E75 there, and I just don't want to screw around with that. But I really, if that E75 wasn't there, I would drop down and get behind him and shoot him. But I have a better idea, and that is to basically distract him. We got another guy that goes behind him. The E75, it looks like he bailed out. Now I'm really quick, and also I'm expendable, so I'm trying to get him to look at me and not shoot at the fellow Norca member. And so we're just basically, you know, if he wouldn't have, I was actually, I thought for sure that Mark was a goner. I'm just gonna tell you, I thought that Mark was gonna be a goner. So now we can go ahead and pick on these guys down here that were too cowardly to charge up, which I'm gonna say it's not really cowardly. But I will say to leave the Death Star hanging like that, this guy made a huge mistake because he was the only thing keeping him from getting flanked. Now, I was actually trying to get underneath him, seriously, and I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and circle him. One of the things about the AMX Chaffee that I don't like is it's not as fast as the normal Chaffee. If it had the speed of the regular Chaffee, I could understand it having tier 10 matchmaking. But I will say this. This tank is absolutely pivotal when it comes to tier 8 tournaments. And what it means is that this gives you the best penetration at tier 6. Now I will say that there is another tank that I would say is a much better candidate than this, or equivalent, that's free, and it's a T21. So if I have my choice in a tier, well, if I play this in 754, so 754, if I play that in that kind of matchmaking, or in that kind of a tournament, I can play this, and then the rest of my team can actually play straight tier 8s. So 6 tier 8s, and I can play this tank. And I'm going to say that it's usually the choice that people make. Now, you can also run other tanks. Like I said, the T21 has more hit points, and it also gets vertical stabilizer, but it only gets a 76 on it, so it doesn't have as much pin, but it really does have the accuracy and maneuverability that I like in a tank. This one has better camouflage rating, but if it did 76 or 72 like the regular Chaffee, geez, this thing would be absolutely a nightmare to run into, as you guys can see. Now keep in mind, I've been having to practice this tank. I really have. I've been trying to practice it. And you can see that I know better than to go out in the open here. I'm really just trying to get, let the team know where these guys are. The AT-15A or even the AT-15, I absolutely cannot stand the AT line. I'm probably going to need to go down it pretty soon. I'm going to go ahead and say that to me all it seems like is that at tier 5 you end up with a tank that has, a good tier 7 armor, And I'm going to go ahead and see, this part right here, I just still don't get it. That the physics, I gotta say that some of the reasons why I go back to PC all the time is because I really don't like how unrealistic this game is when it comes to physics. For instance, I should be able to climb hills with this thing. It's a tank, I shouldn't be stuck, in places, I shouldn't be stuck on terrain. This is a tank is supposed to drive over stuff and go through things that you wouldn't normally be able to. But I'm going to go ahead and say that when you go over rocks and stuff and it slows you down, and you could be doing 50 kilometers and it'll stop you and you're dead in your tracks. It's just a little teeny rock. And I've had it happen so frequent that it does get upsetting, and it makes light tanking very hard. But I will say one of the things that physics will bring to this is that if you corner and you hit a hill and you hit at a really high speed, you'll actually tumble your tank. But it doesn't mean that you're going to be flipped over. A lot of people think that physics are really bad, or it's going to make the game horrible. But in reality, what physics is going to bring to us is basically what like that. You aren't going to want to, go speeding around a corner and e-brake while it's on a slant, because you could tumble. But they fixed it from the first time they released it. They made it basically like this. You can actually, jump something like 10 feet and land and you don't take any damage. Stuff like that. They made it a little bit unrealistic, but it's much better it makes gameplay more fluid and free. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this first look video. And of course, leave a comment if you'd like to. And if you really like this video, please, subscribe. And have a good one. Later.